So now this week we're taking a look at your business and the social media. And a part of it we may be talking about is blogging. And I have been joined in the studio by Fola Daniel, who is, how will I call him? Technopreneur, motivational speaker, and one whose pen is edible. Fola, you're welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here again.
Okay, so how would you define the convergence of the social media and business?
Okay, social media these days actually has made business a lot easier as well. You know that we used to hear work from home before, and work from home was the idea, okay, I can afford this, I can afford that. And thank God you started talking about internet affordability. You also need to think about office affordability. So that's what exactly even gave rise to social media. When people need to start something, but they can't start big. When you need to work from home, and even those who can afford to start big are also thinking, I have 3 hours traffic to think about getting to my office. Why do I need to go into 3 hours traffic when I can cut that time, stay at home and work? So social media started coming up. People need to work from somewhere, and they can get so much done in the time that they normally would have spent in traffic. But the idea of blogging really was supposed to be just, passing across information, just putting up regular entries online. And it started for a one-man thing initially, and more importantly for security updates. Much more later, we realized that this is something that needs to go beyond security updates. It also has a lot to do with journalism. So journalists began to embrace it. Unfortunately, we are lagging behind in this part of the world because as far back as 1997, the early 90s, blogging was already a rave in the developed world. But we didn't pick up until maybe around 2005, 2006. Most of the bloggers you find around here started blogging about that time. Like I started blogging in 2007. But today, it helps your business because it's one of the easiest ways to put your business up out there. You can start something in 24 hours and everybody thinks it's been existing for years. How? Just create a Facebook account, create a Twitter account, create a LinkedIn account, create an account maybe on WordPress, on Google+, and ask people to go and check. By the time they see the load of information there, they would think that you've been running it for years.
How do you attract traffic to that site?
Okay, the first and the most important thing is to tell people about what you do, which is what they call word of mouth. And the other thing is what they call the social media integration, meaning that you don't just create a blog and start loading it with content, then you hope people will come. You need to integrate. Thank God there is what they call the sharing facility these days, meaning that you can connect your blog to Facebook, you can connect your blog to Twitter, to LinkedIn, you can connect it to Pinterest, or you can also share to so many other over 300 social networking sites. So when you upload maybe a video, a photo, or an article, for example, they automatically share to all those other networks that you've connected them to, or you can manually share them. Now, if you have good followership on those other platforms, all your followers start seeing those posts. So when they click, they're automatically taken back to your blog. So one of the ways you get followers is have a good followership online, share whatever is on your blog to your social networks. So people see them and they come. Then the other thing that I do is you need to give some publicity to your blog. Don't just do word of mouth and then maybe sharing on social networks. Like I have a logo for my blog. So, and that's also because pictures speak louder than words. So when I write, some people may not read, they can just scroll through. But when you see a picture, when you see an image, it's hard to just, pass the image by without checking it. So when you look at the image, you now see that, oh, it's actually an image telling you a website address. And then now I have an hashtag. My hashtag is Fola Daniel Speaks, Fola Daniel Writes. So by the time you look at the hashtag, but it's in an image. So you can't just scroll through without checking. So that's another thing. Then people now go as far as having stickers on their cars. By everywhere you drive to, you see it. For instance, I know of a particular tertiary institution that has speakers on almost all the cars of their employees. So you see dash.com, dash.com. one day you'll be forced to check it out. So people, then your email signatures, most of us send emails a lot. What's the signature of your email? Is it just your, some people don't even know what an email signature is, and they don't even have email signatures. So you need to have email signatures. At the end of every email, let's have your name. Let's have your blog address at the end of every email. In fact, I went as far as creating text message signatures. So when I send you an SMS, beneath the SMS, you're going to see my name, you're going to see my blog address. Then, have you thought about having a crest on your suit?
Like a lapel?
Like a lapel. Or something embossed directly on the suit itself. Because, you know, these are innovations. When people see, they are forced to say, can I see that?
It's in your face.
It's in your face, so
okay,
you don't have a choice.
Let me ask you a question. How much have you made? Give me an idea. Okay, no one should go arrest him, or, you know. But tell me, how much have you made?
Oh, okay, I can't tell you specifically now because I didn't work on getting adverts on my blog. But what it's done
that's another thing I want you to.
Yeah, but for me, what it has done for me is to push my brand out there, and I can tell you that writing and blogging consistently has gotten me speaking engagements. I have a couple of speaking engagements lined up, and they are directly linked to my blogging activities.
And that brings you money.
And that brings me money indirectly. So for some people, they make money indirectly, and there are those who make money directly. And I can give you an idea when it comes to advertising on blogs. I know of people who make as much as 400, 500,000 or 1 million naira from collective adverts. I've seen some of the popular bloggers charge as much as 500K for one advert that runs for a couple of weeks on their blogs.
Finally, because of our time, how do we develop, bloggers from the clusters of youths that we have in town, just going about not knowing what to do?
The first and the most important thing is to have something up here, because blogging is about content. If you don't have the content, you can't just create a blog. Look at the bloggers you've mentioned, for example. They are doing some things that are not necessarily out of this world, and they are getting that kind of traffic, but they've been able to plan it. They've been able to walk around and say, okay, this is when we do this is when we do that, and they're getting a lot. So the first thing is content. The second thing is discipline. If you're not disciplined, you can't blog. So it depends on what you want, really.
We are not done with this at all. As a matter of fact, we have not even started. Yeah. We will go into the intricacies of blogging. Definitely. But beyond that, the other aspects on the internet, the other opportunities that are available, yeah. I hope in the next few weeks we'll be able to have you on so that we can keep... we want to affect the youths, millions that are watching us, so that people can begin to get ideas that the internet is actually a place where you can actually make money.
It is, because if you blog these days, companies, organizations are beginning to recruit bloggers.
Really?
Specifically, they say, we want a professional blogger.
Fantastic. So we want to stop this Yahoo cyber criminals. We want to turn you to a platform where you can make a lot of money. I must thank you, Fola Daniel. Thank you so very much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
You're coming on very soon, okay?
No problem.
Just keep your diary flexible for us.
No problem.
Okay, that's as much as we're going to take on this segment. We will be right